Hi, I'm Carolyn, and with the ppl.Kickstarter, I help startups, scale-ups, and SMEs in tech to manage people well, to craft company culture intentionally, and to maximize impact with compelling communications along both. Because with the power of these three, you pull your team together long-term and are able to build a long-lasting, successful company. In today's episode, I have Delia with me, Delia Herger from Jobeagle. She's my guest today. And we're going to talk about her journey into entrepreneurship, her journey into recruiting, and all things around recruiting, tips for startups and small companies. Delia, I'm very excited that you are here at Video House in Zurich. It's my pleasure that we're talking now.
Thanks for inviting me. I'm excited as well.
Awesome. Now, where would we start? Jobeagle is a young company, a startup that creates a product that is about to revolutionize how recruiting is done for both sides, recruiters and candidates, to offer a great experience. I took it from your website. So what you want to do is an authentic, simple, and fair application process, and the ads should reflect that as well, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. When did you start with Jobeagle?
We started 2 years ago. The idea came up in my master's degree, where we had the chance to do a project in a lean startup model.
Yep.
And that's also where I met Marco, my co-founder. And so there the idea was created.
Yeah. So you started being 2 people and then you added a third, right? I saw that on your website as well.
Yeah, exactly. So after our studies, we just saw the potential of optimization, the recruiting process. And then we wanted to continue. And shortly afterwards, we met Patrick. He's the third co-founder and our CTO. He was needed to develop the first prototype because we're a software company. And so, that's when we started 2 years ago, and we founded the company last year in May.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you've been quite visible.
Yeah, we try. It's also a lot of work, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And was it easy to get customers, the first customers?
Actually, it was. So when we started developing our product, we talked to a lot of HR experts because we just knew that we need those informations to really develop a product that fits their needs. And so, we just talked to them, and then we were asking them, hey, would you be willing to try it? And they were all like, oh yeah, that sounds great. And so we just got our first customers by talking to them, and they were very open-minded. And I think 2 years ago, it was a bit a different situation with the labor market. The need for the skilled labor shortage was started to being a big problem. So the market really was a great momentum to show up with this product, I guess.
So the timing was just right in a sense, and it's awesome that you put your market research. Like it turned into paying customers. Yeah.
It's actually funny. First, the prototype was quite shitty. So I was embarrassed showing it to our first customers. And then their reactions were like great. They were like, oh, okay, so how much does it cost? And we didn't even have a pricing. So I was like, okay, so for a trial, we could do this or this. And then we started to develop a pricing because we noticed that they are actually willing to pay for it. And that was really great to see that it already had a value for them. Yeah.
Nice. What was the most commented on thing from these HR experts? Why would they want to have it? What are the flaws of the current recruiting, and why did they jump on it? What would you say?
I think the videos were very catchy. So they loved that you as a company can show yourself and your teammates in a very authentic way. And they just thought that's really nice, instead of just post and pray with the regular text ad that we still have nowadays. So I think that was the main difference, that they thought it's so cool and nice. And to really communicate fast, so not emailing and waiting a long time, just like match and chat. So early on we were the Tinder for jobs. Now we don't say it like that anymore, but still that was kind of catchy in the first place.
Yeah, nice. And did you like deliver on that promise? Did it work?
Yes, actually, when we started, we wanted to be a platform, and then we noticed that it won't work out in recruiting. You don't want to have a talent pool because it's always limited. And we noticed that we could never have enough candidates and companies on the same time on our platform. So we opened it all up. That's also why we're not a native app. And so then even though we didn't have any candidates on our platform, we managed to bring candidates to the companies, and that's why we still have staying customers that renewed the subscription for another year now. So that's really great to see that it also works.
Yeah. Wow. So the idea was to be a marketplace with candidates being ready to hire, be the talent pool people would hire from, but then you realize it's too much, effort in a way to build and sustain such a pool.
Yeah, you would have to do so much marketing to get enough candidates onto the platform. And so that's why we want to not only focus on the active searching candidates, but also the passive searching candidates.
Yeah. Because talent pools themselves are quite a good thing to have. Yes. So when you're mentioning that, I'm like, oh, tell me more about it, because typically I recommend build your pools. Yeah. Have your community of people who are fans of your brand, of your company, and who know how you work in a sense, what you stand for, etc. And then they would say, if you ever have an open position, I'm ready to join.
Yes, but the talent pool really needs to be active.
Yeah.
And most of the time you have like dead profiles on those in those talent pools, and then it's not very a good value for you. But of course we also have a talent pool, and I think it's nice to have that and to have your network and that you can get back to those candidates. But I think it's not the only way, or it's not enough that you can really serve to a lot of companies. Yeah.
Do you have job ads? Do I call it job ads when it's video and everything?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have job ads for all generations, or do you have a certain niche that it works best with, or how does it
It's funny, when we started, we thought we were like focusing on the generation Z a bit more. And then we got a lot of feedback that people wanted to like work with us or use our product, but they thought they're like too old for that. And we're like, no, like everyone who feels comfortable with mobile first and with applying on your mobile is happy to join. So it's actually our target group on the candidate side is from, I would say, 18 to 45.
So that makes sense, because people are very used to using their mobile phones for things. Exactly. We have video on social platforms. We look at reels, stories, whatever, you name it. Is there anything where you would say for a modern recruiting strategy, because you're quite in the middle of the recruiting scene, what is a must-have when I start recruiting? What works, what doesn't, where do I go? Should I try everything? Should I niche down? What is your recommendation or your experience?
So I would recommend first that you really are aware about what is your target group. So you really need to know who you want to address. And then if you know that, you need to know your own value proposition. You need to know your values, your benefits, your culture. And if you know that, then you need to express it the right way, not with a boring text ad in the best case. Just show what company you are, what you offer. And then the third thing, which is really important, is when you have that, you need to look for the right channels to spread it. So it doesn't make sense if you have the perfect value proposition, you know who you're looking for, and then you just post another basic text ad in the newspaper. But you're looking for young people who don't read the newspaper. So just make sure you choose the right channels.
Yeah, that's a great example, actually.
Yeah.
I remember when I was posting ads in newspapers, the little boxes where you have limited characters. That was fun.
I mean, it can still work. And we also say that to our customers, that if you know that you can still reach candidates with those newspaper ads, do that. But you need the transition to the mobile option to apply. So what we do is we say, hey, you can still do it, but at least put a QR code onto the newspaper ad, that if you read it as a candidate, you see it, and then you don't need to get your laptop and apply and do all the motivation letter stuff. But you can just scan and maybe see a short video, and then if you're interested, apply mobile on the go.
I love that.
Yeah.
I got many ideas in my head right now. Because what you're saying is that the digital preference of people is always there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Also, if they like to read the newspaper, they wouldn't like to apply with writing a letter with a post stamp and sending it off. And you as a company wouldn't like to receive that. Yeah. Right? Because it needs to go into your operations, your tools. You need to streamline and be efficient and all these kind of things. And at the same time, you say your target group is so decisive. So you need to look at where are they, but then still keep it digital and be efficient. So basically, you're telling me now that the candidate journey is very crucial, right?
Very crucial. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So and that's the problem of many companies, we set them so many hurdles to apply. And we know that on a basic website, about 65 or 70% of all the candidates, they drop off because it's too much work to do the CV and uploading all the stuff. So why not make it easier and more appealing for them? Because then you get the chance to meet those candidates. Right. Because we only have about 20% active searching candidates, and all the other ones, they are maybe willing to switch or to change their jobs. But I mean, it's a lot of work, and then you think over it twice if you really want to take the hour or two to make a good application and
absolutely
send it in.
Yeah, and to remember that, there was this ad I wanted to apply for, because motivation is not really on top of their mind, right? Because they have jobs that are fine.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Cool. So when we're talking about the candidate experience and the candidate journey, and you said lots of companies do not really take that into consideration, what are the most common mistakes in that regard? You already touched a few of them, but is there more? So when my question is based in the context, when I want to start hiring now from the market, what are the things that I should definitely avoid and not do?
We see that a lot of times companies make the mistake that they spend a lot of money for like really fancy career pages.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to have a good career page, but the candidates won't, like, there won't be more candidates on to your career page if it looks nice, because the problem is further when you
need to find them first, right?
Yeah. So you need to find them first, and then if you have them, then it's nice if it's easy to apply. But this is the problem, that we spend a lot of money for fancy career pages, or even they notice, okay, let's do a video, and then they do a like very expensive image video, not in the right format, and it takes probably around 4 or 5 minutes. Like no one will watch it.
Yeah.
So it's not, that's what I mean. It's not focused on your target group.
Yes. It's focused on, hey, let's create a video of us in the best light.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we put it onto our website, 16 by 9.
Yeah.
It's not mobile. It's super tiny on my mobile screen. I don't want to watch it 4 minutes.
You need to switch it.
I'm very much with you on this one.
Yeah.
When I see there is 4 minutes something in my feed, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
What's it? It's 30 seconds, 60 seconds? That's something that people still...
Yeah, 60 seconds is already like
it's a lot,
the
right?
limit. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
If you do a good job, then people are it's catchy, then you watch it, but otherwise you won't.
Yeah, right.
So that's a big mistake that a lot of companies do, and it's frustrating because they think they do something good. They know, okay, I need to do employer branding. Yeah, we need to have this strategy, and then we need to present it, and then we just do an image video.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's like, not the right
congrats.
way. Yeah. And then if you manage to have applicants that apply for a job, then I also see that we have a huge problem in how HR people talk to the candidates. It's not on an eye level. It's still like, okay, you need to wait, and in 2 or 3 weeks I will send you maybe an email or whatever, and then you're in the process one step further. And that's also where most people drop off, because they think, okay, no, that's not the way I want to be treated.
Yeah. And it also creates lots of friction in the perception, right? When you have this cool, let's say we use Jobeagle, and then we have this cool video and I can chat with someone, and then everything's nice and moves quickly. And then they invite me for an interview, and then it takes 3 weeks to get the appointment, and then it takes another, right, like 10 days. It's also already kind of fast, but let's say 10 days until I get a feedback, and so on and so forth. And then maybe 3, 4, 5 rounds. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, it's not consistent.
Yeah. And that's so sad, because we cannot talk about skilled labor shortage, and then sometimes we see that our customers, they have interested candidates, and they just lay there in our dashboard, not being matched or whatever. And I'm like, okay, it's a very great profile. Just take like 2 minutes. But maybe there are other problems, that they have too many tasks to do, because HR or recruiters, they don't only recruit, and so that's probably a different problem that they face.
Or they don't just recruit for one position, but 10 at the same time. Or they're like, I was doing everything, and then I could only have with time boxing. Like this is when I do recruiting. This is when I'm going to review applications, etc. This is when I'm going to set up appointments, and then I had to wait for the hiring manager, and all these dependencies, and it's a big challenge indeed. So do you help companies also understand that once they attract the candidates, that they need to have certain things considered? Let's not say in place, maybe that's asking too much, but that they should look at that there can be friction. It's this point of attraction that we work with you on. Then regarding the process, you need, or you should have these and these and these things in place. Are they open to listen to that?
It depends, but I feel like they're quite open for tips how to address the younger generations in the recruiting process. It's like a different way how you talk to them, and you need to communicate faster, instant, get feedback instant, and be open for also other processes, like maybe do an online meeting first. If it's only 20 minutes, it gives you the feeling about could it be a match or not. And I think they're quite open for that, so that's nice.
No, that's great
Yeah.
to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it could then also change the experience for all of us.
Yeah.
I'm not
yeah.
Gen Z, obviously, but I do love the same things. Speedy
Yeah.
communication.
That's how it all changed with the digitalization. And I
Yeah.
think we all want instant feedback and not want to wait 3 weeks until we get an answer.
Yeah.
And so that's not just the younger generations.
Yeah, very busy lives
yeah.
that we have. So I want to go back to your team of founders, because you said nobody really has a background in people and culture or recruiting. How did you decide that this is what I want to work on? Did you have the own experience, or where did you see the gap in the market to say, hey, we built this app?
We just really saw the problem.
Yeah.
And we were on both sides already. So I had to apply for a job, and I was also on the other side where I helped recruit people in certain companies. And so I knew there is so much potential there. And then we just decided to look closer at this problem. And so we kind of came up with the first prototype of Jobeagle. And then I think it was great that we had the skill set to develop an innovative product. But we needed some experts to help us tell us how it works today. But I mean, it's not a big value if I would have 30 years of recruiting experience, because I want to do it new, not the way we did it 30 years until now. So I think with that combination, it really helps to understand the companies, the HR and the recruiters, but also the candidate side. And so that's how we came up with it.
The perfect combination.
Yeah.
And then at some point you started hiring for Jobeagle.
Yes.
So how did that go? Did you use your own app? Did it go well? Did it go wrong? Spill the tea a little bit.
Yeah. So we are already a team of 11 people.
Yeah.
And we are also struggling with finding good people. But what we did is we used Jobeagle, of course. And actually, we were able to recruit almost everyone of our team with Jobeagle. So that's quite a success, I guess.
Yeah.
But first, we just used our personal network. Because people know people, and if you're in this startup ecosystem, you get to the right people. So we also try to participate at events where you can meet those people, or maybe talk to other people that have a lot of influence and have a bigger network than your own. You don't need headhunters or expensive agencies to recruit when you're an early stage startup. I mean, you cannot even afford it.
Pay for it. Yeah. Was it? Can you tell us one story where it was particularly difficult to find someone, and what did you do?
Yes, I struggle the most with finding good salespeople. We also had wrong hires there. I don't know. We recruit with Jobeagle, and then we have a lot of candidates, and I talk to them, and it's so hard because on the one hand I need experienced salespeople, and on the other hand, for me, almost more important is that this person is intrinsically motivated and just ready to go one step further, and this combination is really hard to find. And so what we did first is we thought we need to hire really fast, and then my gut feeling was it's not the perfect match, but we still thought we needed him, and then we hired him, and then we noticed, okay, it's not how we thought it should be. And then we had to both sides noticed, and then now I just try to wait, not post and pray, but I try to really make sure that it's a perfect fit for the team, for the culture, for the company, and not like, I rather want to stay lean than just hire a lot of people and have a lot of wrong hires.
Yeah, that's great learnings.
Yeah.
You know that saying, hire slow, fire fast?
Yeah.
So that's something that you learned.
Yes.
And then there's this other quote. It's a quote, not in that sense, but there's a video from Sam Altman out there who says also that stay as lean as possible as long as you can. Only hire if you really must hire, if you really cannot do it by yourself anymore. And the thing is also that every hire adds 20% of workload to your own workload.
Yes.
So that's also
that's what
something.
I noticed as well.
It doesn't like go away, but then it adds up and it accumulates. So especially when it's not working out well.
Yeah.
Did it take long for you to realize that it didn't work out?
No, it took us like 2 weeks probably.
But that's good actually. And
yeah.
then were you able to make the decision fast?
Yeah.
And
actually he made the decision, so it was good for us. We
realized it as well. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so that was good for us as well. And then what we changed, or what we learned from that, was that we really look closer in the recruiting process. So I started doing interview, 3 interviews. So the first online meeting, and then a sales pitch. So they needed to pitch us the product, or they still have to do that. So both sides can find out if that's the right job for them, or for him or her. And then in the third step, I invite them into our office to really get to know the team and the everyday work life, and just find out if the function is the right one for them.
That makes sense. Are there any other people involved in the recruiting process?
So since this is my field, I'm responsible for it, but we always decide together, the 3 co-founders.
Very good.
And the team. So I asked the team, hey, what about this person? Do you like him? Do you think it would fit into our team? So that's really important.
What if the team says we don't like the person, and you founders, you all liked the person very much? What happens?
We've never had that, but I would actually invite this person probably a 4th or a 5th time to really find out what they don't like about it. I would really take that serious.
Yeah, that's cool. There's another saying that just came to mind: hire for attitude, train for skills. Have you heard that before?
Yes,
of course.
I heard that,
everybody does. Is that something that you would say makes sense from your experience and your learnings?
I would definitely say so. Yeah. Motivation is so important, and skills, especially in sales. I mean, you can really learn it. Yeah. And if you don't burn for the product, you won't be a good salesperson. Right. So especially in this field, I can definitely say that's right. True. Yeah.
I tend to also add that you have to have a certain level of skills.
Yeah.
So I would never recommend start with 0 skills.
No.
Because it can be very much misinterpreted.
Yeah.
And then let's be clear about this one. Because then it doesn't add 20%, like 100% to your workload when you need to train the person from 0 to something.
Exactly.
Even though there are interns that really do great jobs. So, and they start with 0, it can work out.
Yeah.
Depends on how the role is, well, what the requirements are, what you need, what your business objectives are, right?
Yeah.
Very good. You mentioned that you also look at how much candidates are a fit for your culture. Now, there is this, is it a war? I don't know. Have you heard about it too, that culture fit and culture add, and that there are different interpretations of it? And then there are those who say culture fit is definitely wrong because it only replicates what you already have, and somebody fits your culture as it is, and then you have similarity bias and you create a group of mini-me's and stuff. Mm-hmm. And on the other hand, when you call it culture add, then it adds to your culture and you create a more diverse team. So it's really important to reframe this, etc., etc. I tend to say that you need to look at the desired culture. It needs to fit your desired culture, what a person brings. So when you talk about culture fit, what's your take on it?
Yeah, I think it's really important that you know your mission and your vision, so that what we did in an early stage a few months ago, we really defined our values as like the 3 co-founders, and then with the team, because if the team does not know your values, then it's hard to perform well. Right. For example, one of our values is own your ship. So be responsible and just really do things right, and make sure you know that you are responsible for it. And if you don't know that's a core value, then you just do your job and then you're done. And you think the expectation is this, but then it's a mismatch. So I think it's really important that you have a transparent communication with the team, and that you really know your values and deliver them to the whole team. And then if you're open-minded, if you are open for diversity, then it really brings added value to the team. If you have new employees that bring like new values into the team, I mean, that is a constant change for me as well. You always stick to your vision and mission, but you should be open-minded to other opinions. Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting point of view. Would you say that your culture is reflected in how you do things?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
So would it be easy for somebody to pick that up in the way you work together and everything?
Yeah, another example of our value is go beyond limits. And yeah, we work like that every day. So
it's very visible. Very good.
I would say so, yeah.
Is there a way how I could, let's say I'm a startup, a small company, I want to start hiring and looking for culture fit, let's say for my desired culture, is very important to me. What would you say should I do to reflect my culture in my job ads? How can I make that visible in the moment that somebody sees my ad?
Good question. So the problem is a lot of companies, they just stick to their old values, the corporate culture, like the basic ones, the motivated team, you know it. So with just some bullet points, you can definitely not show what's behind the corporate culture. So I think it's very important that you just take a closer look at the company and the core values again. So we always do that with this employer value proposition, that you really know what you're standing for. And then also ask your employees, what do they think is a value in the company? What why they like to work in this place, and then you kind of can design this corporate culture, and then just show it off in an authentic way. And for us, it works best with videos. I mean, it's so much more compelling than just with text.
But it should. You said something very important. The employee value proposition needs to be in there. So for those people who are not familiar with the term, what is the employee value proposition?
The employee value proposition is just everything that you as a company offer, that like the benefits, but not like the basic benefits that you that everyone knows, but the real benefits that you want to give back to the employees.
Everything that they experience when working with me, being digital. What you said earlier, what one of your values is, that you own your ship, that you can take responsibility, you can grow, you learn, all these kind of things. They're really important.
So. Exactly. And those benefits also they are different for different job positions, and you need to be aware of that, because if you do a basic job ad and you say, okay, your benefits are that you have childcare, and it's a 20-year-old man who rather wants the beer at 5 o'clock, then he doesn't care about the childcare, right? So make sure that you know what benefits they like, or they
That takes us back to looking at what my target group is.
Yeah.
And it's not just a generic group of people that I want to work for me, but it's really the function as well, right? Yeah. What kind of people do work in that? What are their preferences? And I saw a job ad. It was written, but still, I really liked it a lot because it had a very clear structure of things. And it had an own paragraph where they were describing how they work together. So it's basically a culture statement, but even more than that, it was really well describing how would I experience working at that company. Mm-hmm. And it was for a tech position. And then they also listed what tools they would work with. So the tech stack. And that, yes, that is relevant for those working there in these functions. And they want to see, do they have the modern tools or is it really old school?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So I really loved that one. It had all the pieces. I really like to show that to the people I work with as well. Like, look, this is how you do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you just need to stand out from your competitors as well. You need to be different and honest.
Right.
Don't show like all the benefits that you can never offer in real life. So make sure you show yourself in an authentic way.
Yeah. Or you just do the same like everybody else.
Yeah.
For young companies and small companies, it's often like we have a great team. You work on an innovative product and you have a huge learning curve.
Yeah.
But you could also reframe it and say, we have great learning opportunities, and it's not by just throwing things at you, but we also look that you grow into your role, what you're doing. So it could be a personal development plan, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
And then when you say that, you get your own personal development plan. It's something very different than saying you have a huge learning curve because you need to do everything anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Or be more specific. Show maybe a specific project that someone could develop, or let the employees talk about their daily business and their just make it more personal.
Yeah. And very specific what you said. I like that. Also for onboarding, that's another thing where we can be very specific. What happens? How do you grow from 3 to 6 to 9 months? But onboarding in startups is a different story, right? Do you do onboarding with a process, or?
Oh, well, I have my notes and I try to be very structured, but it's not like in a corporate. Definitely not.
No, it doesn't need to be.
No. But it's a very important part. It's really, really crucial that you take care of your new employees. And I think it's very important that you also ask yourself, am I doing it right? So now I have a really great new business developer in my team, and we do a lot of retros where we just think about what happened last week, what was good, what was bad, and I also ask him, what did I good and what could I do better? Because if he needs to tell me if something is not right, then I can make it right. And that's very important for me, that I know that he's happy with me.
And he gets what he needs to do his job well. Yeah. That's perfect. That's what leadership is also about.
Yeah.
Listen to what your people need. Very good.
Exactly.
Good. So let's kind of wrap this up by talking about how the past years were for you. So you were quite visible. You got some prizes. I've seen on your website as well that you've been at the Tinder and you were in pitching competition, and et cetera, et cetera. So speaking of all the successes, to be really open and honest here, how many times did you all just want to like throw it, I don't know, under the bus and say, I've had enough. I just want to sit under my blanket and cry for a while and then just get up and do something entirely different.
Well, there were definitely hard times, very hard times. However, like giving up was never an option for me, really not. So we have a very transparent communication with the 3 co-founders. And so we always talked about when something didn't go well, and we always found a way out. So it's so hard sometimes, but then I just still got up and continued. And
yeah. And the co-founder team really held together, and they helped each other.
Yes.
That's
and
awesome.
Also my personal like friends and family, that was so important that I talk to them a lot, and that they support me. Because without this support, it's probably not possible to, because it takes longer than you think. So
yes,
yeah,
very, very true. Now, looking back at Delia before Jobeagle and Delia today, what would you tell yourself looking back? You know, the person you were with, you didn't know what was coming. What would you tell yourself today?
I would probably tell Delia that she will work a lot, really work a lot, that she will learn like even more. I've learned the most in my last 2 years, more than in all the studies I did, probably. And I would tell her that she will meet like great people. And that's also very inspiring and awesome. I like that, like almost the most about my job, that I have so many good connections and great people around me. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. That's a really nice wrap-up statement. Delia, thanks so much. I think the last couple of minutes, half an hour, were packed with value and great tips for recruiting and what to not do, so that we start recruiting well. And we do not fail with recruiting the wrong way or overload and overwhelm us. And thanks so much for being here today with me.
Thank you, Caroline.
And if you want to learn more about what Delia does with Jobeagle or what I do with the People Kickstarter and how you could work with either of us, we put links to our pages down below. Also a LinkedIn profile. So if you want to connect, we're looking forward to getting to know you. And if you like this video, share it with someone who might benefit from it too. Share a like, send it onwards, and subscribe to the channel to see all our future episodes. Thanks so much, and see you next time at People and Culture Stories. Take care. Bye-bye.